It's the end of the world as we know it. It's the end of the world as we know it. It's the end of the world as we know it. And I feel fine. 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock, San Francisco, time. Que pasa? Que pasa? What's going on? Well, it looks like Diddy got sentenced to, I believe, 5 years. 5 years in prison. Probably served 2.5, I'd imagine. But looked like he broke down in court over that one. Apparently, he had scheduled a speaking engagement where he was going to do a whole speech in front of a bunch of people when he got out, but it doesn't look like he's going to be getting out just yet. It looked like he broke down in court. It really got me thinking, though. I started to think about R. Kelly. R. Kelly's been in prison for a long time. He's been in there since what, late 90s, early 2000s? What exactly did he do to be in there that long? I thought he was just peeing on little girls, right? Wasn't he just peeing on girls? I don't know. He's been in there for a long time, though. It got me really thinking, like, and it's bizarre because he's a celebrity. You'd think he'd get a little more of a slap on the wrist or something. But I don't really know the whole R. Kelly story. I'm not totally sure exactly what he got, convicted for and sentenced to. I don't know. 50 Cent did say that he would take Diddy's spot for him and do his speaking engagement. So that's sweet of Fitty. Very sweet, Fitty. You're super sweet, Fitty. But yeah, man, Diddy got sentenced to, I believe, 5 years. I might be wrong on that. I believe it was 5 years. Probably served 2.5, 2, something like that. But I don't know. I thought he'd be getting out. We haven't heard a whole lot about Diddy, since he got convicted or since the trial. Which, I mean, it's not a whole lot to talk about when he's sitting in a cell. But that sucks for him, But he was, he had his vices, didn't he? Didn't he? Many of vices. Very weird story. Very weird story. I think it opens the gate to a lot more strange going-ons in the music industry, Obviously, the music industry is very strange. Speaking of R. Kelly, I saw a guy post something the other day, and he was talking about R&B. And he was like, who are the R&B artists today? And there's really not any, He said Chris Brown, but like we had Chris Brown back in the day too. But like R&B's not, and my theory to that is that R&B's not really as mainstream as it used to be because it kind of promotes, more love. You know what I mean? And I don't think the music industry is wanting that. Might cause people to do some love making, popping out babies. You know what I mean? And I don't think they want that. That's why I think they stick with mumble rap. Do people still do mumble rap? I don't know. I tried to listen to it once or twice, and I was like, what'd he say? Wait. What'd he say? It's not the same. It's not the same since the golden era of hip-hop, man. The 90s was it's where it was at, The 90s was where it was at. Same with R&B. 90s was where it was at with R&B. I mean, you got pop music now that's still around and pretty satanic. I know Swifties just came out with a new album. The Swifties, Swiftie Gang. So, I don't know. Diddy's going away for a minute. I wonder how long he's been in there already. I don't know. 5 years. That's long enough. 2.5 years. Long enough. For sure. Too bad. Shouldn't have been, whatever. I mean, I can't sit. I'm not going to Monday quarterback it, but you know what I mean? We all know. We all know the freak a leak. Freak a leak. Freak on a leash. Diddy no! Diddy no! There's a lot going on, man. I haven't jumped on here in a while. Figured I might give it a shot. The government shut down. I don't know if you know that, but we're in a government shutdown. They're going back and forth about a bill once again. Democrats versus Republicans, head to head. It's all the same. They're all the same. We know that by now. It's because everybody's awakened. We're awakening. We have awakened. We have awoke. Government shut down. But, there's a theory about it. Apparently there's a new Congress member, some lady, I can't remember her name, but she had said in an interview that she would be the deciding vote if the whole Epstein files came up again. And if it was to, release the Epstein files, she would be the deciding vote to release the Epstein files. And so they shut it down. That's the theory. I'm not saying speculation, claims, allegedly. That's the real reason why the government shut down at the behest of Speaker Mike Johnson, which there's been, it's not the first rumor of Speaker Mike Johnson shutting down the Epstein files being released. I've heard this a couple times from the Speaker of the House, and I don't know. Just look at him, I wouldn't imagine why he wouldn't want to release the Epstein files. I mean, he doesn't look like he wants to diddle kids at all. Speaker Mike Johnson doesn't look like he wants to chew your child's food for you, feed them from his own mouth, keep them warm with his bosom. No, not at all. I don't know, man. Dude's weird. I don't trust him. Didn't when he first got appointed, anointed, whatever you want to call it, Speaker Mike Johnson. He's a weird cat. I don't know about him, man. I don't really know. There's a couple people, a lot of people I don't know about. Same with Pam Bondi. I had a buddy of mine the other day say, well, you were all for Pam Bondi being AG. Nah. Hadn't trust her since day one. Not since day one. I mean, because it was fishy. I was all stoked about Matt Gaetz. And then all of a sudden he got pushed aside or dropped out or whatever it was. And, took the hiatus. And here comes this lady from Florida that I don't think anybody had ever heard of. I don't know. I don't trust her at all. I don't trust anybody. I trust no one. Like Tupac, I trust absolutely no one. But the government shut down as if we even notice. You know what I mean? It's not like the world continues to turn. I did see a video the other day, and I believe it was Italy, and they were talking about how Italy finally started to protest in the streets, quit going to work, stop paying taxes, and they were going to bankrupt the country or whatnot. And I was like, maybe there is hope. Maybe there is hope after all. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. Speaker Mike Johnson's a weirdo, though. I know that. He looks like a bird. Looks like he wants to chew up your child's food for you and spit it in their mouth. Like one of those guys. But there's a lot going on, man. You got the propaganda war, This dude coming up on, everybody's screen. They're propping him up in front of us more than we see our own president. And I'm going to be honest, I'm pretty sick of it. Tired of seeing this guy, okay? He's out there talking to the American people like he's the president, like we voted for him. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's bizarre. It's really bizarre. We live in Bizarro World, okay? But he's on there talking. Now they bought TikTok. Larry Ellison bought TikTok now. So, I'm going to be honest, I'd rather China own it, but whatever. I've got a TikTok account. I was posting stuff and getting views, and I posted something that got flagged and taken down, and ever since then, my shit has been suppressed like a mofo. Everything I post I'm barely getting 100 views on it, and I'm like, well, this is lame. This is lame sauce. TikTok, you were something special. I'm hoping people just get off of it, stop using it, if you want to censor the shit out of it. The American people are being censored by a foreign government. Think about that. The American people are being censored by a foreign government. Bizarro world. We live in Bizarro World. Just goes to show my theory that 2012, CERN slipped us into a parallel universe. This is not the same place it was when I was a kid. This is not the same Earth that I grew up in. It's different, man. Feels different, looks different, smells different, tastes different. It's different. we're in a parallel universe. I'm dead ass convinced of that. I think they smashed a few too many atoms and just saw them happen. Slipped us into another universe. We got a foreign government trying to control our free speech, our First Amendment free speech. You know, and I'm gonna be honest, I'm worried about that. I'm a little worried about that. I don't want to see that happen. We should be able to say what we want. That's the beauty of this country. Trying to shut down our free speech. You got people in Europe that are, these guys are trying to roll out digital IDs, man. What? What? I saw, what's his name? Keir Starmer is on there in front of everybody saying, like, you won't be able to work, you won't be able to eat, you won't be able to poo. I mean, the whole nine. What's going on here, man? Like, I don't know. There's a lot going on. It's a crazy world out there. It is a crazy world. But this BB Netanyahu dude, man. I mean, good lord. I'm just like, that is a sociopathic narcissist. I mean, you can read it on his face. A sociopathic narcissist, 100%. You know, I don't know. To me, it just looks like they do whatever they want, and it just shows who's in control. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm gonna be honest. I'm pretty disappointed in the administration right now. I'm gonna be honest. I am. I feel like it's just doing the bidding of a foreign country, and it's not what I voted for. I don't know about you, but I didn't vote for that. I voted for America First. I think that's what it was. Yeah, America First. I don't know, man. It's crazy. I find it interesting that there's a lot of people, a lot of us out here are still very interested and curious about the Charlie Kirk assassination. I know I am. Doesn't appear to be a whole lot of people who were close to him are. Whether you believe in, Candace Owens or not, or you think she's crazy or whatnot, she does have a point. She is pretty much the only one trying to investigate his murder, So, I find that strange. It's very odd. It's very odd. It looks like the whole organization, TPUSA, has moved on rather quickly. Okay. Um, I would just think that they would be more, curious about exactly what happened, since there are so many holes, so many left turns. It's a very interesting situation. It seems to be kind of almost a JFK event in our time. You know what I mean? Like a JFK event in our time. I don't know what happened. I'm watching. I'm paying close attention. Um, I'm curious, man. I am curious exactly what's going on. Apparently, allegedly, this Tyler Robinson kid, his parents came out and said they don't believe that he did it. I don't know. I don't know. I see a whole lot of videos out there of like, well, it could have been this or it could have been that, or look at this angle, check out this video, and there's just so many swirling theories around that incident, that tragedy that happened, that it's almost like it was meant to be. Like like it was meant to have a lot of shit ton of possibilities. So everybody's just like, we don't know what happened, you know? This guy looks weird. This dude was, pressing his sleeve. This guy was taking a picture with his meta glasses, which is weird. Looked like one of the guys in the back after it happened when they all jumped back there, and I don't know what they were doing, passing stuff around, scrambling. It was just bizarre, dude. It was bizarre. But one of the guys had some meta glasses, and it looked like he was going taking photos. Like, what are you taking photos for, man? I don't trust anything, man. It's all sketchy. It's all sketchy. That whole scenario is so sketchy. So sketchy. And it doesn't seem to be like, it seems like a lot of people have kind of bit onto the narrative and are moving on. People that you wouldn't think would move on, so quickly. I don't know. I don't know. I mean, you got the theory about his mic exploding. There's the theory about the camera actually being a gun. There's a theory about just the bullet coming from a different angle, and There's a lot of theories, but it would make sense that if it was some big entities, some big players that were behind it, and I'm not saying there were, I have no idea, but if there were big players behind it, it would make sense to kind of stage a bunch of different strange scenarios just to confuse the shit out of people. And if there are big players behind it and it wasn't this young kid, it's wild. It was up in front of the entire country. Like, it happened in front of a lot of people out in the open. It's a hell of a message. That's a very hell of a message, you know? I don't know. I'm still thinking about it. It's been, I don't know, how many weeks has it been? 3, going on 4, something like that. I'm still thinking about it. I can't stop thinking about it. But it seems like a lot of people have kind of stopped thinking about it and moved on, you know? So I don't know, man. Um, I watch Charlie every once in a while, and I was like, this kid is going to at least be a presidential candidate one day. He was going to be a presidential candidate one day. What was phenomenal was just watching him debate and argue using scripture. And I think that's what was so powerful about him, that he was able to pull scripture out and debate any topic using scripture. And that's pretty phenomenal. That's a lot of studying, you know? It's pretty phenomenal. I don't think I've ever seen anybody do that before. So it made him a powerful man. I watch a lot of, I watch Patrick Bet David's podcast regularly, and he's got a show that he started that's supposed to kind of, like, I guess, rival The View, and it's called Her Take. And he's got a bunch of ladies with all different points of view and opinions, and they get together and they discuss, issues and topics that are relevant today, similar to The View, except they all actually kind of have different opinions and points of view. He's got Anna Kasparian, who I've kind of have a lot of respect for these days. Anna Kasparian from the Young Turks. Lindy Lee, who was a major Democratic donor and kind of pulled a 180 after this last election. She was kind of blowing the whistle on a lot of things behind the scenes with the Democratic Party. And then you had Jillian Michaels, who is a right-wing journalist of sorts. And then there's one other lady who's on another podcast that I've listened to. I can't remember her name. Forgive me. Can't remember her name. But yeah, you had the Jillian Michaels lady on there, and she's been an anchor and a media personality, and Anna Kasparian, and they got into the whole topic about they were talking about the assassination, and they began to go down the road of Charlie and his descent, his wanted descent from Israel, and the Israel talking points, and how he felt like he was being bullied by the Zionist donors that paid him, and Jillian Michaels got so offended. She got so offended on the topic that she shut everything down, got up, and stormed off stage and quit the show live on air in real time. She got so offended about them, questioning a foreign country. Remember, she's from America. She is an American. She lives in America. She got so offended over these other ladies wanting to discuss and question a foreign country that she quit, that she was the main host. Imagine being so offended over another country that you quit your job and storm off stage right there. Bizarro World. What world are we living in? Like, we live in Bizarro World. This whole obsession with another country is tripping me out, man. It trips me out. I don't understand it. I don't get it. I mean, you asked me 5 years ago, I didn't know jack shit about Israel. Didn't care. Never entered my brain. Never thought about it. It's everywhere now. It is everywhere, with their I guess he's a prime with their prime minister, president, whatever, just all over the media, everywhere. Dude is everywhere, and like I said, it's like I'm starting to see this guy more than I see my own president, and that's just bizarre. It's annoying, is what it is. It's very annoying. Like this is annoying, dude. Like I don't give a shit about you. You know what I mean? Like I don't give a shit about what you have to say. You know. And now he's under fire again for, I guess, allegedly, just telling people back home in his country how much he controls Trump and controls our military and our government. And I mean, looks pretty looks pretty legit to me. At this point, I mean, I feel like our government is controlled by another country, and it's Bizarro World. We have slipped into a parallel universe. You know, but I never even thought, heard, imagine any of that country, and it's just all over the place now. It's wild. It's so wild. And then you have these people that a lot of us listen to, and and they've got their platforms, and a lot of them come from actual news stations and have been journalists forever, and they're just so passionate, I guess. They're so passionate about this other country, and it's so strange. It's so unbelievably strange. Uh I've never seen anything like it. I've never seen anything like it. Imagine if they were this passionate about America. Wouldn't that be something? Wouldn't that be pretty incredible? Imagine what this place might be like if they were that passionate about this country. You know what I'm saying? I don't know, man. It's interesting. And just to have that dude come up, and gather a bunch of influencers together and talk about how he's got to, they got to fight the information warfare and basically propagandize Americans again. It's wild, man. It's wild. Buying TikTok. I mean, it's wild. But if you ask me, it seems like it's turning off a lot of people. It looks like to me. It's like, all right, man. Like, I'm annoyed about it personally. I'm over it. I'm really over it. But I don't understand. I don't understand the world that we live in right now at all. I want to take me back to the 90s. I will gladly go back to the 90s at this point. It's interesting, man. It's interesting, and it's so wild nowadays that we've got some massive interstellar object named Atlas 3I, and no, that's not one of Elon's kids. Atlas 3I is actually a massive interstellar object that nobody really knows what it is, that's apparently hurtling toward Earth. And I want to say I heard that it had just passed by Mars, or it was passing by Mars soon. And nobody cares. Nobody seems to care. Nobody seems to be interested in it. Anything that comes up about UFOs or talks of UFOs, yeah, nobody cares. Nobody gives two shits. And that's how much of a circus this place has turned into. This place has turned into such a circus and has been so crazy, and we've seen so much wild shit. The UFOs don't faze us, If they were to roll out Project Bluebeam right now, would be the time to do it, because, or I mean, or if they were to just disclose, like, hey, yeah, this is what's going on. We've got alien bodies and tanks down under the ground over at this Air Force base over here. We'd be like, oh, okay, yeah, we figured, That's how much of a circus this world has gotten to be, you know? And it's interesting. I don't even hear anything about other countries anymore. I mean, I barely hear anything about Ukraine or Russia, barely hear anything about China. It's all just this one country constantly, constantly. And it's like, okay, we get it. You run us. We get it. You know? Like, shit, man. It's wild, man. And like, I didn't know. I don't know, man. I don't know, dude. Like, my theory is that Trump's been running scared. You know? I think he's running. I think he's running scared. You know? I think he got the shit scared out of him. And I think that explains a lot of the things that he's kind of, a lot of the reasons why he's acted the way he's acted. I think he's been kind of, I think he's been a little scared shitless, and understandably so. You know, I mean, especially after, I don't know, the whole Butler, Pennsylvania thing, and which we still don't know shit about, and he doesn't seem to really care about that. And it's like, the only explanation I can come up with is he's so fucking scared that, you know what I mean? Like, he's just scared shitless. And it seems like he's trying to play this game where he's trying to be in control, but at the same time, keep other people happy, uh, and whatnot. And it's a strange game. It's a strange game. It's not really what I was looking forward to at all, but I don't know. I mean, maybe I don't know, man. Maybe do the economy will continue to get better, and we'll stop having, I mean, at least the immigration's not flooding through the borders anymore. I don't know. Um, I just see things a little bit differently than I expected to, for sure, in a lot of different areas. It's bizarre, and it's just really a lot of what's going on here. Um, and I feel like the American people are being punished, especially financially. I feel like we've been squeezed so dry, and we're being punished for our founding fathers, winning an entire revolution. And I feel like we're in a place now where the same control mechanisms that were trying to infiltrate this country, you know, 250 years ago are just squeezing us dry, um, for punishment. I think the American people are being punished. That's why all our money's going to other countries that have, free healthcare, countries that have free higher learning education. We're just getting shafted, and I think it's punishment. I really think it's punishment at this point. Um, I think we're getting punished for sure. Just squeezed like a lemon, last drop of juice out of us that you can possibly get. Um, it's easy to get really cynical about it for sure. It's easy, you know. I got to turn to some kind of faith. It's the only thing that gets me by. Some kind of faith. I got to have some faith. Got to have faith. Dun, 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 dun. Ooh, I want to have faith. Um, but yeah, we live in a totally different country. Totally different country, man. Totally different planet. Bizarro world. I'm telling you. I keep saying it. CERN has smashed two atoms, created some kind of black hole or something, and we swapped universes because this does not feel like the same place. And that's my explanation for the Mandela effect. If you ask me, I think that we slipped into a slightly different alternate universe. It's the only explanation I can come up with for that. That's the only thing that makes sense to me. Because I tell you what, I have seen Shazam. Okay, that is a movie. Sinbad did play in it. I have seen Shazam, and there was a cornucopia. Okay, and it was the Berenstein Bears, not Berenstain. So, and a whole lot more. There's a whole lot more. You know. But yeah, we have another country running our country, and it's strange. And they're tiny, and they're pulling the strings, and it has never been so obvious before, ever. and yeah, they got some they've got some mechanisms that they use. You know what I mean? They've got their MOs and their tactics, and it appears to be pretty effective. Howard Lutnick, who's Trump's Secretary of Commerce, was just on an interview. Who was interviewing him? I can't remember who the interviewer was, but he was on an interview a couple days ago or the other day, yesterday, something like that, and he was spilling the tea on old Hefe Epstein, and it was pretty interesting. Uh, because he was his neighbor, you know. Um, Epstein moved in next door to him in Manhattan, in like the biggest property in Manhattan. Um, it's so crazy, so crazy. And he said he went over there with his wife one day and met Epstein and noticed he had a massage table in the middle of his dining room, you know, which is efficient. You know, you can use it as a massage table or a dining table. You know, it's efficient. It's pretty efficient. Uh, and you know, basically that Epstein weirded him out, dude. Totally weirded him out. Which is kind of smart on Lutnick to come out on an interview about that because you know a lot of people had caught on that they were neighbors, and now he's the Secretary of Commerce under Trump, and they're like, Lutnick lived right next to him. What's going on there? You know what I'm saying? Everybody's very sus. Everybody's very sus about anybody who had any contact with Epstein. That's why you should just release the files and, you know, let everybody know who was powwowing and who wasn't. Because there's a lot of sus speculations out there. But they were, a lot of people, including myself, was like, oh, what? He lived right next door to him? So it's pretty smart of Lutnick to come out on an interview and start spilling some tea about it, kind of clear him a little bit. But it's crazy, like, I don't know. I don't know if we'll ever get any info on that, at this point. I don't know. There's a lot of accountability that has just flown the coop, man, in a lot of different areas. And it's just a show. It's all a game, dude. It's such a show. And every little thing they trickle out is like it's just to placate people for a temporary amount of time. It's just to placate the American citizens for a little bit until they try to move on to something else. Same thing with the former FBI director Comey and all that stuff coming out. I mean, we'll see, but like, it's like it's just a show. They make it look like that they're gonna hold somebody accountable, and then something else will happen, and eventually it'll just fade away, or at least they'll hope it'll fade away. And you never see accountability. See hearings all day long. Oh, we're gonna have a hearing about this. There's no accountability. Definitely two tiers of justice here. It's wild. And it's all just a game, bro. It's a game. You know? But I do have hope because I feel like a lot of people are waking up to the game, Um they just want to piss people off on each other, dude. Like just they want us all being those angry neighbors. And it's so they can just keep slowly taking more and more control, you know? What's the best way to divide? Let's divide it by, we'll divide them this time by age, divide them by race, divide them by gender. You know what I'm saying? It's, I don't know. I feel like people are waking up to it though. I really do. I know I am. I can't shut it off now, man. And it's kind of a curse. It's kind of a curse. I can't stop paying attention to it. It's like I just got to know what's going on, you know? Which I don't trust anything. I trust no one. Absolutely no one. Oh, it's just one crazy scenario, crazy situation after another, man. I don't know. I don't know, man. I was expecting a lot more, I was expecting a lot more out of this administration than what I'm seeing. Some accountability, something, so, I don't know. It's disappointing for sure. I've become quite the critic at this point. I'm quite the critic. A lot of people are still hanging on. A lot of people are hanging on, and I'm just like, I don't know, man. I don't know about it. I'm kind of flying the coop on that one. We'll see. We'll see what happens. You know, well, who knows how long the government's going to be shut down? But it's they shut down the government. It's like, what does it really matter? What do these people do anyway? I mean, really, what do these people do but sit there and put on a show and bicker with each other and play their facades and their games and their propagandas, and it's wild, man. It's wild. We live in an interesting time. An interesting time. Uh, there's no telling what's going to happen next. There's just really no telling what's going to happen next. You just got to kind of, you know, live your life day by day. I'm finally kind of getting into that, trying to get into that mode of like where I just don't care, you know. Um, Life's short. I'm getting tired of worrying about certain things. I want to do things that they're things that I've always wanted to do. That I'm just like, just do it. You know what I mean? Just do it. Do it. Do it. Um, because it looks like the time will be trickling out quicker than you expect. You know, I don't know that with the whole digital ID and then this just this AI rush, and it's going to be just overshadowing us all before we know it. Like, it's just, well, I mean, what does it really matter right now? You know what I mean? What is it really? I feel like everything is about to just totally change. Everything. And who knows? I mean, like, we've dealt with this stuff before, and we always end up seemingly adapting, but the control part and just trying to take little bit by little bit, like 9/11 and the Patriot Act, and nobody really caught on. I mean, some people caught on of like, no, they're trying to kind of take over some more control and power, and it's slowly I was reading about the Fabian Society, and it's this think tank group that started in the late 1800s, and it was all about how their mission is to infiltrate institutions and then slowly change them over time, and their mascot is a tortoise because they move slow, and I'm like, dude, it's looks like what's going on here, you know I don't know. It's wild, dude. It is wild. I got people I listen to, and you get a lot of times I just start tuning in to the people who are getting slammed by everybody else. You start listening to the people getting slammed by everybody else. You start realizing, these guys might be actually spitting some truth bombs here. It's kind of where I'm at. It's kind of where I'm at, man. I mean, I'm telling you, I'm still reeling from the Charlie Kirk situation. I still can't believe that, man. Young kid, 31, wife and kids. So there's all kinds of theories swirling around the old lady, So I don't know about all that. There's some pretty interesting facts circling his old lady for sure. Uh, I don't know, man. I can't believe it. I still can't believe that happened. He was an impressive dude, if you ask me. you know, and Steven Crowder is actually the guy who started that, whole college campuses and debates. Steven Crowder, who's also a right wing commentator and he's a comedian as well, pretty funny guy. But he started it. Charlie took it to another level, and he was talking about how, like, yeah, it was getting dangerous. He kind of bailed on the whole thing because it was getting dangerous. Started doing his podcast. So he said he wished he would have been more out and open about the threats that he was facing, in the attempt to warn other people, just about how dangerous that situation was. It's just wild, man. People can't you can't handle somebody's opinion, you know? I don't know. And this is the thing too, man. I'll tell you this. It is phenomenal to see this attorney general and this administration coming out in interviews dropping the words hate speech. Are you kidding me? Hate speech? Like we heard that for 4 years from the last administration. Get the F out of here with your hate speech bullshit, dude. Like, no. It's just that should be another, prime example of the fact that like it's all the same. They're all the same. It's the same game, you know? Like they're it's all the same game. It's just trying to take control, for a select few from the masses. And it's wild, dude. I don't get it. If I was a millionaire, just say instantly I won $1 million, I mean not a million, became like a millionaire. No, I don't even have to be a billionaire. But say I was a billionaire. Say I became a billionaire. You would never see me again. I'm not going to try to control everybody else. I'd be gone. You know, I'd be in a different country week after week. Living my life. I mean, I'd be like, damn, I got so much money, I don't know what to do with it. I'm gonna at least give back, right? Like I just don't. I don't get it. I don't get the power and control. I don't understand it. Just live your life. You know, just live your life. I don't get it. The hate speech thing, like, people say stupid shit, you know, but I'm not about censoring anybody for anything ever. Okay, like we need to be able to say what I want to say. Okay, I don't know. It just blew me away when I saw her say hate speech, and now this administration and these guys over here trying to shut down her censor, and it's like, bro, seriously, like, I trust no one. I trust no one at all anymore, ever, ever. Bunch of shills, man. Shills for another country. I didn't know the tentacles that were just stretched across every facet and institution in this country. I had no idea, dude. I'm like blown away by it. Um, it's pretty interesting, and then you've got the whole scripture debate, and you know, bless who's blessed and who blesses those and those blessed in here, and everything like that. And that's an interesting topic as well. I've been kind of listening to a lot about, because I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I'm not super knowledgeable in that area. I do have my faith, and I follow Yeshua, but I'm trying to strengthen my faith, and with I've always followed Yeshua, but like with really trying to dive in and understand more, I'm a newbie on it, but like it's interesting to listen to both sides of that, topic of like, I just, you know, the country was founded in 1948, you know, when you're talking about writings and teachings from, you know, over 2,000 years ago. No, it's like, I don't understand it, like how does that play into supporting, this particular government? It doesn't make sense to me. It just doesn't. Um, it just doesn't make sense. Call me a cuckoo, you know, call me a free thinker. Maybe that's it. Maybe I'm just, I don't know, thinking with my brain, you know, I just, I don't know, man. It doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me. I mean, and that's the thing is what Israel was founded on, with the Balfour Declaration from Great Britain, you know, or with Great Britain through Great Britain, 1948, and the Rothschilds had a big part in that. The Rothschilds banking dynasty, the same banking dynasty that was, trying to infiltrate the U.S. for, um, you know, almost 2 centuries. You know what I'm saying? So it's just, I don't know how you don't connect those dots. I don't know how you don't connect those dots. That these banking cartels, played a major hand in founding this country. Yet, all these people are supposed to support it, no matter what it does, no matter what. And that's the thing. It's like I don't have to dive into history. I don't have to dive into scripture to see, you know, certain things happening to where I'm like, it doesn't really look right. You know what I mean? Like, it's just, no matter what that stuff says, that doesn't really look that doesn't really look right. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not all that complicated. It just seems like people try to really overcomplicate it. You know, and I think some of them do it. They overcomplicate the whole situation on purpose, and some of them are just they just believe it's super overly complicated, and it's like it's really not. Why don't you just try to simplify it? You know, try to simplify it for a minute. What's going on here? What's I don't know. I don't know, man. I think about all the angles there. It's an atrocity, man. The whole situation. I don't know, man. It's the end of the world as we know it. it's like it's the first song that comes to mind, dude. Like, it's wild. We live in a wild time. I thought, when I was in high school, I thought 9/11 was wild, and it was. It was absolutely nuts. I had, one of my close buddies one day say, "Man, we've kind of lived through a lot of crazy stuff." And this was, a decade ago. And I'm like, "Damn, look now, dude." Like, the last, I mean, since 2016, it's been pretty wild, man. It's been a ride. It's been a ride. It's been the ultimate ride. It's been wild, man. I don't know. It's really disappointing to kind of see, your your home and your country being just, you know, being on strings and just getting pulled this way and that way, and it's heartbreaking, dude. It's heartbreaking. And like, just to see so many people so passionate about another country. And is that the mighty dollar? Like, what is going on there? What bizarro world is this? That these people who are, you know, Americans, born in America, raised in America, live in America, and they're getting so offended that they got to storm off their television shows or their podcasts uh, over a whole foreign country. Like, what? What? I can understand if they were, talking trash about your country. It's wild. It's so wild. It's so wild. I wonder how long the government's going to be shut down. Who knows? Who cares? Who cares? They said that young men are moving more toward conservatism while young women are becoming more progressive. So that's going to be wonderful for the family unit. It's going to be great for the family unit there. That's how I don't. Oh, dudes are getting more conservative and ladies are getting more progressive. I don't know how that's going to play out. I don't know, man. It's crazy. I'm trying to read it and like read as much history as I can, and I started watching the Ten Commandments. That old movie with Charlton Heston from the 50s. I was like really craving, some cinema from the golden era. You know what I mean? And I started watching the Ten Commandments, and it's just like, man, they just don't make them like that anymore for sure. And it was like the acting was interesting, and just the old school sets, and I mean, I wasn't around back at that time, but it's still in a way nostalgic, for me, even though I didn't, I didn't wasn't around then. It's still really nostalgic. It's a great movie. Uh, but it's interesting, and I've gotten very interested in the history of things. Very interesting. Dude, the other day I was watching uh, a documentary about the betrayal of Caesar and the fall of Rome. Remember that they had that thing on TikTok for a while, and it was like ladies were asking their boyfriends or their guys if they ever thought about Rome. And and so I watched something, and somebody had said on social media, we're talking about how the Roman people loved Caesar. The people of Rome actually really loved Caesar, but it was like the in group that obviously betrayed him and took him out. And so I was like, oh, I'm gonna have to watch a documentary about this now. So I did. Oh, you're getting old. Oh, but it's fascinating. It's super fascinating. But that's where I'm at now, man. Is like I just want to try to learn as much as I can, soak up as much knowledge as I can, and try to really understand what is going on and really think about it. And I don't know, man. It's wild times, dude. It's wild. It's trying to understand why we're in the place that we're in right now, and why it just seems so wild. I can't stop questioning. Like the hell is really going on right now? What is going on? Why are these guys pulling the strings? Who's controlling them? It's a pyramid, man. I mean, it just goes up and up and up and up. You know, you got our country, and then it's strings are being pulled by another country, and then it's like, well, who's running? Who's really running that country? It's not this, sociopathic narcissist that's running it. Somebody's giving him marching orders. Who's that? You know what I'm saying? I want to know. I got to know, man. I got to know. We'll see, man. We'll see what happens. I don't know. Just say my prayers at night. That's all I can do, really. Keep paying attention. We'll see what's up. The whole investigation. Uh, she seems like the only person that really seems to care, and that's what's really fascinating to me. Is like nobody else seems to really care. Everybody seems to have moved on pretty quick, and it's pretty bizarre. It's pretty damn bizarre. Like what is going on here? Just accept the narrative, move on, and get excited about the next steps and the next future of the organization. Man, it's been 3 weeks. You know what I mean? Like what? I don't know, man. I don't know. We'll see. That whole scenario just seems like a lot of twists and turns, and I don't trust anything that we've been told about it, and rightfully so. But it would make sense to have this many different theories swirling around it just to confuse the shit out of everybody, you know? Which would be pretty damn smart, really. You have just 3 or 4 that, like, oh, it had to have been this, or it had to have been that. And, like, really, it's like, shit, it could be both of those. Or it could be that third one. Who really knows? There's a lot of different scenarios happening all at one time. Um, but it sure as hell isn't the narrative we've been told, you know? I don't see that at all. We'll see. It's going to get broke down, man. Homegirl's a pit bull. She's on it. I'm telling you. She is a pit bull. It's interesting to watch, these people get smeared so bad, and you just know, like, I mean, at least for me, I'm just like, well, looks like they're hitting over the target on this one because they're trying to smear the shit out of her. So we'll see, man. Anyway, I appreciate it. Thanks for letting me get on here and just bullshit with you. Have a lovely evening. Bye bye now.